All right, we're live. We're live now. Cosmic, if you wouldn't mind, just muting your mic until like you want to pitch in,
Sure.
that'd be great. Thanks. And I'm just gonna send a few links so we can everybody can tune in, and then we'll get started. And at any time, if my mic isn't loud enough or anything, just let me know. And if you have anything to ask, anything to say, just let me know, Cosmic, and then that would be great. Let me just finish these links sending to people. Okay. A few more minutes. And just a quick reminder to everybody tuning in, we're going to be doing these every Wednesday at 6 p.m. It's 5:56, so we're still on time. And so you can tune in, and we'll be here. Whoever will be here this week, I'll be here at least. And thankful for anybody who tags along. So let me just get this link, and then I'll start. Mm. All right. Okay, so there's an error in the link. Um, okay, let's see. Um, damn it. Okay, I'm gonna just have to not do this live just because it's about to be 2 minutes, and I'm just gonna record it and then send it, and then learn during the week how to get people on here because there's supposedly an error in the link, and only got 2 minutes left, so I don't want to spend too much time on this. Just want to get the information out and then go on our merry day and do what we need to do. I really don't want to waste anyone's time because we're still ruled by time right now. Damn it. All right. Okay. I'm just gonna start. Here we go. And anyone watching this video, we're gonna get the live broadcast so you can stream up next week. So it'll be done by next week. I apologize you couldn't tune in this week, but next week it'll definitely be there. I'll make sure it happens and do some tests before the actual broadcast. So again, I apologize, but let's move on because we got to get this information and continue our lives in a new heightened state. Okay, so let me just share my screen, and I'll be back at the end, And Cosmic, again, jump in if you need to say anything. And here we go. Okay, so I'm going to share. Boop, boop, boop. And here we go. So if we do not know this image by now, we'll definitely get used to it, because right now it's the rough draft version of S.P.E.R.M's logo. And I just want to do a brief overview of what S.P.E.R.M is again. If you didn't check out the introduction to this on how to facilitate your spiritual growth, you definitely want to check that out. It goes into more detail. But quickly, S.P.E.R.M is just what we are. It's what we're still developing as. And once we become aware of this, we can reach new heights in our planet, on our planet, in our existence, etc. Now, S.P.E.R.M gives you a solid grounding and foundation to stand upon in order for you to flourish and be able to heal the planet with your own spiritual gifts. So that's what S.P.E.R.M is. Again, you can check the introduction in the first video, how to facilitate your spiritual growth. And we will be doing these broadcasts every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And right now we're just doing introductions to all of the mental aspects, the M, S.P.E.R.M. So today is an introduction to P, physical activation. And let's get started with that. Oh, first I also want to say, I'm not going to be using any euphemisms today. I'm just going to say how it is. And I also want to let you know that basing conclusions on emotions is a logical fallacy. So you want to keep an open to experiment, yet skeptical mind. Now, when I say open to experiment, that actually means experimenting and staying skeptical. This is the mind of the scientist. You want to base your conclusions off your experimentation. You don't want to base them off because you don't like the way that I said it or you don't like me personally. I'm not here to control your mind. I'm here to lead you towards the truth and ultimately lead you towards being the best healer that you can be. And again, this is your solid foundation in doing so. So let's learn why we want to even consider physical activation and what it is. Okay, so this is a pretty, it's a pretty picture, but it's almost an exaggerated, not really, form of people who are going to be like, whoa, like, how do I get into those states? That's more for, you know, not the foundation. This is more for when you start flying higher. Okay, but the foundation is, this is what physical activation will lead to. And how do I know this? Because I'm already experiencing symptoms of this. And activation leads towards your ultimate, your body activation. It's dealing with the Kundalini. So basically, physical activation is not being a zombie. The Walking Dead. A helpful tip for that real quick is veganism. You definitely want to look into veganism. If you need any help with veganism, I created a website and a free ebook you could check out at theveganreality.com. All information is on the homepage. You can check it out. And I also have links to my Facebook. You can then start talking to me and I can help you out more personally. So physical activation. I'm not trying to create any clone molds here. I want us all to be our unique individual selves. But again, this is your foundation. So let's do a quick exercise. So we look at this. This is the root chakra. And if we disregard the root chakra, we will not enjoy its vivid experiences. Now, quick, what is the vivid experience of the root chakra? First, let's judge the vivid experience of the third eye, the ajna. You'll start seeing distortions and swirls on the reality as you begin to activate your kundalini, activate your chakras. That's the vivid experience of the ajna or third eye chakra. Now, the vivid experience for the root chakra is you pulling in all your necessary places, people, events, circumstances that you need in order to stabilize your growth, in order to then move on to the higher realms, just like that previous image explained. And ultimately, that's not really the goal we want to be looking towards right now. We want to be looking towards grounding ourselves in the reality and hash slashing the negative energies with our words, which is your sword. Now we're going to do a quick exercise real quick. So I want you to do this with me. This is your experimentation aspect of you being a scientist. And here we go. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a deep breath, the deepest you can. Don't worry about your breathing techniques. If you haven't worked on that yet, just take a deep breath. And what you're going to do is you're going to keep the energy and breath below your neck. And you're going to squeeze your butt, your sphincter, your gonads, your down belows as tight as you can. And you're going to hold your breath until you literally do not need to hold your breath anymore. Don't be like, okay, I can't hold it anymore, copping out, and then you do it. Do it till you literally can't hold your breath anymore. What this is going to do, it's going to activate your body saying, whoa, 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 whoa. What's you doing? I'm about to die. And that's your kundalini like waking up from its sleep, from its slumber. Now let's just do this all together real quick. So I'm going to take a deep breath. Squeeze as hard as you can. Do not let go until you actually need to breathe. Now, what you'll notice is that if you didn't have any energy to get up and do something, you now do. So whenever you find yourself in lack of energy to, let's say, get up and do something, really anything, you just squeeze your butt, cultivate the energy, and get it done. Now, Cosmic, what was your just experience right now? What did you experience?
Um, about to die. I'm
Did
about to
you?
die,
Okay.
and I was probably like 1 second away from seeing a white light, but I'm still trying to catch my breath now.
And what we do, like after we catch our breaths, like when we're doing like Kundalini yoga, is that's the time to like meditate and like sit still and then feel the experience.
Good.
Yeah. Did you like experience like an awakeness? Like, oh shit, like hello.
Yeah, I definitely felt some tingling.
Cool.
Um, there, I definitely did.
Awesome.
Something was moving or something.
Yeah. And what that is basically when you're squeezing down there, you're squeezing all the sexual energy, and sexual energy is creative energy. So when you're doing this exercise, it's called root lock. You're cultivating the sexual slash creative energy needed to get shit done. So when we're talking about you know uh, grounding yourself and be able to move into the reality deeper and heal those with your gifts as best as you can, when we cultivate this energy, we'll never, not want to be lazy, or we'll never be lazy because when we add like just even just squeezing your butt, just that 1 second, it just said, okay, here we go, and it gets it done. Now, when you add in diet changes and a daily practice of Kundalini postures, which doesn't have to necessarily be any longer than 15 minutes. When you add and cultivate this feeling of being activated, alive, it starts to embody your whole body, and this is what physical activation is. And this is the rooted root chakra grounding of that activation. Again, it goes further, it goes higher, but this is the foundation. This is sperm. This is physical activation. So again, when you cultivate this day by day through Kundalini yoga, it'll just that feeling of being alive will mature, and you can then take it into like jogs or calisthenics. That'll make you feel alive even more, and also strengthen you at the same time. But ultimately, you only need, if you want to cultivate that energy of activating, you only need like 15 minutes a day. Or just implement that exercise. If you don't have, if you're finding yourself scattered and and you're not grounded, and you just need to get stuff done. And, you don't want to slumber around, you don't want to sleaze around, you don't want to, uh, you know, you know, talk your talk, but not really walk the walk. If you want to walk the walk, just squeeze your butt and get it done, and it works. Um, so that's that. That's an introduction to physical activation. Now let's go on to the next slide. Now, yoga. How do you find the time to do this yoga? Again, you don't necessarily need a lot. 15 minutes will do the job. You can add in calisthenics if you like. I personally, this is just what I love to do. I love to move my body. I love to ground it. We're talking about an Aquarian over here. I definitely have Capricorn as well, who's grounding my air. This is also where your personal astrology chart and things like human design will come in, because you'll not only understand how you personally operate, um, but you'll just understand more of your personal psychological self. So, like for instance, like when we're going to a psychologist, he's judging us based on everyone. But when we get our astrology chart, we can see this is me. Now we all have the same kind of circumstances leading to the same wholeness, but we are all unique individuals, just as all our fingers are unique. And we'll go over that in a second. So where do you find the time to do yoga? Well, um, we'll find in the how to facilitate your spiritual growth video, the first video of the series, we learned that the body sperm consists of what your body's doing day to day. So this consists of your S, social duty, your P, personal development, and this is where the yoga, the Kundalini, the cultivating of that would come in. Personal development, your eating time, your relaxation, review, rejuvenation, relationships, reading, and then your M, manifesting. So we're not going into those topics today, but that's how you would find the time, because sperm is what we are. Sperm is what we're developing as. We can objectively use ourselves and see, oh, well, this is what I have to do, especially in these times of spiritual growth, of spiritual healing. And sperm will definitely give you that solid ground to then be able to be the best version of yourself, activate yourself, and get out there and make sure that you're doing what you need to get done. Now, this is where the four elements will come in. I'm not finalized in all of these things, but I'm just giving it to you how it is now, because know thyself by all means. But once you get that far, there's more work to be done. There's more rewarding work to be done. That's what I'm doing here today. So, um, yeah. What's the next video we got here? Here we go. So if you take a look at this, that's a beautiful planet. That's a beautiful scenery. We have the potential to do this. We're seeing it all around us. Every voice that cuts in to the energetic exchange of this reality is reminding us that this is possible. And we may not believe it at first, but once we start experimenting and realizing the power that's within and our own unique healing capabilities, we'll see that all we have to do is just do it. That's literally it. Once we can develop ourselves to a certain point, develop our spiritual pressure. Now, spiritual pressure is the invisible force that others can sense while you're in the room. You don't have to say anything for them to pick up on this. This is the pressure that you've cultivated throughout your own personal development. Now, when people come in contact with your spiritual pressure, to change our world, to change our vibration, you have to use your words as a sword when necessary. Don't cut off people for no reason, but when questions are asked or necessary things need to be said, you use your words, your sword, to chop up that negative vibration, that unharmonic vibration that's keeping us in destruction, keeping us away from this. And I should have got a visual to let you know what destruction looks like, but we could just look in the newspaper, you know. So look on news, what's being fed to everybody. This isn't truth. That's okay because there's stages of life that need to happen. You're 3 before you're 7. That's just how it works. So before we can get here, we have to develop our spiritual pressure, which again is that invisible force that comes into contacts with others. Their spiritual pressure, which may be weak, which most likely is weak. But once it comes into their spiritual pressure, they enter in that realm of holiness, similar to entering a church or whatever you cultivated yours up to be. And you then just use your words, your sword, to cut down the enemy, which is really just, I don't want to make you think that it's an electron or a proton, but we're staying neutral here. But just the ones, and it's not any one individual, but the individual energies that are keeping us at this lower vibration. So again, we cultivate our spiritual pressure through physical activation and more towards S.P.E.R.M in general, but through physical activation, and then we just use our words to change the vibrations of the planet. Everything you do, everything you say is relevant. You know, everything you do, everything you say is an energetic exchange, shifting the vibration of the planet. Like everything you say, everything you do. Like I had a show last week, and you know, got a little crazy, got a little unconscious for a second, but at the same time, stages of life. You're 3 before you're 7, and what I did then, for me personally, I just felt the shifts not only in my own experience, but with the others. And how I experienced this was the energetic exchange then attracted more people to me without me having to do anything besides that. And that's really all I want to say today. Um, we were going to be talking about Cancer. Right now it's Cancer's new moon. And basically, right now, everything is being homied, everything is being grounded, everything is being ready to take to the next level, especially with next month coming in Leo. So this month is your opportunity to ground and cultivate. So I definitely hope this video helped you out. This presentation helped you out. And I just want to say, just get out there and do it. I'll be here every week, every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll have up the live streams in tomorrow so you all can tune in and ask questions. Again, I'm sorry about that. And real quick, if you're having trouble shifting your life over to 100% living in spirituality, that's fine. I just recommend you living your life 100% fully the way that you are now. Enjoy everything that you're doing. So that way, when you transition, you're doing the same. You're enjoying 100% of what you're doing. Dabbling is okay, but if you want to make an impact on the energetic exchange, you have to hash and slash and escape the quicksand. So that's what we're doing here over at S.P.E.R.M, over at theveganreality.com. If there's anything I can do, just let me know. I'm here for your service. And other than that, I'll see you next week. Also, another quick reminder or update is I'm going to be doing a live sperm yoga class. And I don't know exactly when I'm going to do that yet because I'm waiting for my friend Enoch to get his laptop back so he can tune in live and be here on the broadcast while we're doing it. Sperm yoga incorporates all the aspects of sperm, so of your mental sperm, which is your spiritual awareness, physical activation, emotional energetics, receptional communion, and your mental projections. As you might notice, all of these adjectives and all these different aspects of sperm are constantly changing. That's because we are constantly changing. Change is the only definite, the only constant in this reality. So um, definitely stay tuned for these changes within yourself and these sperm as we keep developing. So again, I'll be here if you need anything. Comment down below, subscribe, go to theveganreality.com. You can find my Facebook link there. The Easy Vegan Diet Guide, all the articles, Instagram, get in contact, and join the community and let's create a tight niche community of honorable people who we can actually communicate to and get shit done. So other than that, I'll see you next week. And Cosmic, if you have anything you'd like to say, that'd be the great.
Um, I had a question.
Okay.
You mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast you were having symptoms of activation. Could you just briefly go over what some of those are?
Okay. Yeah. Totally. Well, um, as we've just experienced together, there's that sudden urge to just be alive. Okay. Now that's more root chakra. When you're moving up the chakra centers, the next is the sex chakra. Then we got the solar plexus, which is the house of the ego. All of these chakras have vivid experiences. Now, with the Ajna chakra, as you can see from this picture right here, you start experiencing these kind of symptoms. Now, when you're done your Kundalini practice, which we will go over when we have the live class together, which is free, we will notice these things, and we all have our own vivid experiences. But when you look into the air when you're done, you're gonna see these little particles. You can even just go see this now and observe if you'd like. Like just look into the sky. Go outside and look into the sky, and you'll see these little electromagnetic particles just floating around. And what this is, they're not gnats, they're not flies. What they are is prana. That's what you're breathing in when you're cultivating your breath. You're taking in the prana into your body, and when you do this, um, a symptom I had was I started seeing swirls. And it was similar to what we're seeing here. Now, it's me personally, just the stage of development I'm at. It's not all these vivid visuals of matrix codes and everything, but I do see swirls. Okay, and my purpose here is not to get you activated, further. I didn't go that far, but my purpose here is to and one I'm going to get that far. It's just that's me personally, but my purpose here is to lay out a solid foundation for us to develop ourselves as sperm, and again, not the clone mold sperm. I'm not saying be me, here we go, but our own unique selves as sperm. We're all unique sperm, and this is your solid foundation to begin experiencing these kinds of things, and it can only benefit your healing powers in the reality, which in turn will get us to, living in a place beautiful like this. And I'm not saying to, go live in the forest and everything, because society is for the advancement of humans. So when we come together, we can advance. We can get Tesla powered things going on. When we just all begin to activate and become more aware of our reality, the more we take steps day by day towards cultivating this, the more realistic, the more vivid it will be. And the more we'll realize just how actual this is. All we have to do is do it. That's all we have to do. And sperm is your solid foundation to step upon. I am your brother in this. I am your lover in this. I am here to assist you in gaining your own solid foundation so you can then go further and we can see how actual these things are. So, did that answer your question at all, Cosmic?
Yeah, I've got some notes here that some of the symptoms of activation include an increased sense of vitality and seeing swirls and disturbances in the matrix of reality.
Yes. And again, we must remember that that's the third eye vivid experience. That's not the whole kundalini experience because we got all different chakras. Now for instance, I'm totally juicing out the experience of my 20th year. Why? Because every 7 years the chakras are developing. I'm in the stage of the third chakra. So what I'm doing is I'm focusing on keeping that ego down in the third chakra instead of allowing it to raise up in my heart and my throat and everything because it your ego is most powerful down where it's supposed to be, not where the heart's supposed to be, not where the throat's supposed to be, but down there. And
Hmm.
hmm, yeah, I definitely would love to answer more questions if you have any.
I think that is it. You've covered it. This is awesome. I'm glad I was a part of it, and I look forward to more.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we're doing that sperm yoga class, and it's completely different from anything you'll find because it's sperm yoga, and it's not necessarily as structured as you'll find like Kundalini teachers online,
Hmm.
but it definitely does give you that grounding and emotional release and just mental clarity, and you start experiencing these things in your own way, the only way. Excuse me. No. No, I don't have your phone, man. I don't have your phone. I don't know where it is either. I don't have your phone. But okay, that's all we're doing today. And I'll see you next week, 6 p.m. We're going to be doing an introduction to emotional energetics. These are things that I know I plagued me. If we look at the E and R and sperm, that's the emergency room. And with Chiron in my 10th house, that's where I know I had to begin. So, still working on things like that, still working on the receptional communion and everything. So, here we go. That's all we have for today. I'll see you next week. All right, let's see this. What we got here? Okay. Are we live right now? What's going on here?